Alright, this is SoF-Destin here. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of the basics of H1Z1, talk a little bit about the game, and some of the issues that have been brought up on various forums and threads on Reddit and things. A lot of people seem to think this is a terrible game and it's pay to win. It is not actually pay to win. It was at one point though, so okay. The hell. Alright, well, that guy just died. This game was at one point considered pay to win because the airdrops would fall right on top of you and they contained a lot of really good loot. The sound at the start of the the sound at the start of the video, that loud humming sound, was actually an airdrop. But they have nerfed airdrops substantially to the point where they're almost not even worth the money, I want to say, unless you're really desperate for basic supplies. They do contain a little bit of ammunition and food, I believe, and they have a very rare chance, like a very, very rare chance now, to contain guns. Now, they nerfed them because of a lot of the hatred, well, not hatred, but, worry that the community had towards this game going pay to win. Luckily, Sony is smarter than that, and they have pulled back that off of the market for the most part, but you can still buy them. They are just nerfed, like I was talking about. And they don't drop right on top of you, they drop in a very wide radius around you, so most of the time, by the time they get on the ground, you're being swarmed by all sorts of players. I myself have not tried one, but I've seen it happen a few times where I've ran up to an airdrop and there have been tons of players near me. Okay, so aside from that, let's get started with this tutorial. So when you first start, you want to hit Tab or I, whichever one you prefer, to open your inventory. And then you want to move all of your stuff to your belt pouch. Once you do that, hold on. Alright, sorry, there's a lot of bambis around here. Once you do that, you want to shred your shirt and legs. This is going to give you about 8 cloth, if I'm not mistaken, which will allow you to make a satchel. And, oops. Will allow you to make a satchel and a bow. So, now that we got our 8 cloth, we want to drag the cloth in here and hit Discover. That's going to discover the satchel. And we're going to make the satchel and hit Craft. There we go, 300 slot free backpack right off the back. Very effective. And just helping you get started with the game. Alright, now we need to get some sticks, like I was just saying, or like I was just showing off there's a lot of bushes that look kind of like lilies. Here, some more. Or clovers, or whatever you want to call them. Actually, no, they don't. They just look like leaves. But yeah, just hit E on them. You can collect some sticks off of them. You can also do them off those white branches down there. But yeah, get the sticks. You want to drag them in here. Discover, that'll discover your wooden arrows. You want to also drag the sticks and the cloth in here and hit Discover again, and that will discover your bow. Now, you want to craft the bow. It only costs 1 scrap of cloth and 1 stick, so we will have 1 scrap left over. That's whatever. It's nothing really that you can use that 1 scrap with. If we get 1 more, we can make a bandage, which we can use to heal ourselves. So now we're going to craft a bunch of arrows. They're about 1 stick apiece, and they make 2 arrows each. So, pretty effective ratio. Fairly easy to get a lot of arrows. They're practically unlimited in this game. So yeah, that's how you get your bow and arrow. You're going to need this for a lot of stuff. You're going to need this for hunting. You're going to need this to defend yourself against players that might be more geared than you, or just players in general. Okay, and so now that we've touched on that, the bundle of gauze in here, I'm sure some people don't know about it. You just unpack it, and it's gauze. It heals you for about 10 to 11, I think, or something around there. Health per use. I don't believe they stack, so there's no point of just spamming use. Someone died right here, so we're going to go ahead and loot. This is what a player loot pouch looks like. They also drop off zombies. Just hit E on it, and then you can loot their body. I guess this guy either killed himself or got shot with an arrow. Wasn't looking. But there we go. Now we got a lot more arrows and cloth on us. So that is good. Now, some people say, oh, why shred the shirt, pants? It's a free 200 slots of items. And really, if you shred them, you're getting 300 slots versus a 200, with the satchel being 300, obviously. And you can find a shirt somewhere else. So really, you're going to get about 400. Shirts are everywhere. People just leave them everywhere for whatever reason. So you can find another shirt, replace that. That'll be another 90 slots, and then on top of that, you got your satchel, which is 300, which you'll eventually replace with another backpack that has like 1500 or more slots in it. So, yeah, that is how you get started. On that. As for finding food and water at the very start, berry bushes are a great source of food. See if we can find one of those real quick. Show you what they look like. So we're gonna go ahead and sprint a little bit and go find one. We're down at a lake right here, so this would be a great source of water. Okay, here's a berry bush. Pretty much you just, like everything else in this game, walk up and hit E, and you get blackberries. Sometimes you get a branch, which is an okay melee to start out with. It's not that great. You eat them and it gives you 2% to your energy bar, as you can see at the bottom right. By the way, to get this to pop up, you have to hit F. Sometimes it's not there by default when you launch your game. So when you get into the game, you just hit F, as I'm doing here, and toggling it on and off. And that allows you to toggle your hydration and all that meters and let you know what you need you're dealing with. I believe by default, if you have it off and you start getting low on one or below 50%, it'll pop up, because I have seen it do that a few times. But I just leave it on for sake of convenience. I think we're by the dam. So yeah, water you can't just drink normally. You can't just walk up and start drinking water. And you also have to purify water in this game. So the hydration system is pretty nice. It is fairly simple though. Just get an empty bottle, come to a lake, or when it's raining, you hit use in your inventory. You right click it, hit use. And then it'll fill up with water, and then you put it over a fire or something to purify it. But you can find purified water and all sorts of other stuff in houses. So yeah, that's the basics of just starting out, guys. I'm going to have a few other videos explaining combat and looting and stuff like that, so stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe.